Hello, folks. What I'm going to go through today is show how we diagnose issues with Python, especially when we are working with extension, where we depend on a lot of external tools to provide features. So today I'm going to show with Jedi language server. So it's a Python project that we depend on to provide completions, hover, and a bunch of other things that you will see when you're trying to write code in Python using our extension. So the way you would enable the Jedi language server is you would just say Python language server Jedi, and then when you start the project, we will use the Jedi language engine to provide all of the communication between VS Code and whatever language features that we are looking for. So let me start. For the purpose of this demo, I have introduced a bug in the language server, and we are going to try and figure out what that bug is and try and go through the process of attaching the debugger, finding out, stepping through the stuff, figuring out where the bug is, and then fixing it, and seeing how it resolves the issue after we fix it and things like that. So let me show you. So let's just say that I'm starting to type something. Wow. Type print. That's looking weird, right? Like, why is there an underscore? Maybe something's wrong. So start typing more, and I see more things that have underscore on them. So looks like there might be some problem, but let me see what happens if I select it. Seems to be printing out fine. However, seems to be showing the right stuff, but something's happening with completion. So when I put a dot and the content that is shown, what happens is VS Code sends a request called a completion request, and on the other side, the language server receives that request and looks at the file in the context of this project, then looks at the line and the location where the dot was added, and then based on that context, it tries to bring in the data and show you what could possibly go in that space. And that's what the completion response will be, essentially a list of items that can go in that location. And looks like something's going on with that particular request. So what I'll do is I also contribute to the Jedi language server project. So I have the project open in another window. So what I'm going to do is attach to the live server that is providing this completion here, and we can debug and see what's going on. So for that, we have an attached configuration. After I finish everything, we can go over what is there in the configuration. But for now, it's basically a simple configuration that we auto-generate. And I've just mapped my local project with the actual live location where the current server that is running is installed. So we're just going to attach Jedi, right? So I know that the script that we use to run is called the run Jedi language servers .py. So I'm just trying to find that one and attaching to that particular thing. So waiting for it to attach. All right. So when I usually see the call stack here, that means that it's attached. So now, since I work on this project, I know that the file that I want where the requests are handled is server.py. And then the request type is completion request. So I am gonna go look at completion So it's here. So this is the request type that I'm looking for, which is the text document completion. I'm gonna just find references. I know that I use this this constant to send back as the to map where the feature is. So I can just use this, go to references and find the function. So this is the function where we handle this request. I'm going to place a breakpoint at the beginning, and let's trigger the request. So go here, and I trigger the request. So okay, so we are in here now, and this is handling the request at that particular point in time. So one of the things that we start doing is we check the various settings. This particular, essentially, are we resolving? So these are all the features that the Jedi language engine supports. Here, what we are doing is we are requesting for which document it is. So as you can see, we get the entire content of the document. And then here we convert that into a format that the Jedi language engine understands. Then we extract things like position, which is the line number and the character position where we wanted the information. And then essentially we ask Jedi to provide the completion at that particular location, right? So Jedi gave us the raw list of stuff, and let's just examine that. And looks like things are looking fine here. Let's keep continuing. Like I'm monitoring the GetProfile function, so it's 28. So let's see what's going on. So we seem to have copied everything into what looks like a generator. So whenever I run into a generator, one problem is that we cannot expand it. So one of the things that I do is just copy this and use the debug console to just redo the generator and see what's going on. So that just expanded the thing to me. It looks like it's the same thing, and it seems like it's looking okay. Like I don't see anything strange there. So I'm gonna continue. One interesting feature of the debugger that you might find useful is you can see that we track what was returned by functions as well. So if you have a function and you don't save its return value in some variable, in the Python debugger, you will see a line like this that you can refer to see what was returned by that particular function call. So this line column was essentially this particular function here. So just FYI. I'm gonna keep continuing to see what's going on here. I'm gonna highlight this so I can track if that's being fetched somewhere. And going. All right. So we looks like we are pretty much at the end of it, and we are just constructing the item here and the completion items as required by the protocol. But things still aren't broken. It seems to have no underscore in the beginning, and it seems everything is fine. So let me just run to the end and see if sorry. And see what's happening. So I ran to the end, and let's look at the completion items. And yeah, looks like they have an underscore. So something's happening in this function. So let's go there. I'm gonna set a breakpoint here, and let's see what happens when we try to do this completion object again. So there are, at this point, we can do one of two things. We can either re-trigger the request, let this go through and re-trigger the request. One of the things that I like to take advantage of, and this works sometimes, not all the time, because of a lot of restrictions on state of what is happening in that server at that point in time is I usually like taking the control back a few steps. So that's what I'm going to do. So there is this thing called jump to cursor. I'm going to call that, and it's going to move the cursor back a couple of steps, and then we can rerun the steps to see what's happening. So I'm going to run again and see if we hit the breakpoint. Okay, it looks like we didn't hit the breakpoint. I think I know the reason. The reason is that we are using a generator here, and that generator is already spent. So what happens is if I say list generator, it'll pretty much come back as empty. So we need to recreate that generator before we can go back and do things. So I'm gonna just take this and just run it in the debug console. That's gonna reset the generator to what it was before. Go back again, just like we did with jump to cursor. And now let's see if we hit the breakpoint. And we did. All right. So we are at ABI flags. We were tracking the GetProfile function. So there are like more than 30 or 40 items in this particular thing, and I don't want to step into each one of them. So I'm just gonna ensure that we only wait on the breakpoint. We only hit the breakpoint when we reach the function that I'm tracking. So I'm gonna say name. Width. Now hit run. Right. As you can see here, we now have stopped only when we reach a function whose name is GetProfile. All right, let's continue to see what happens here. If completion name is what we expect, it seems to be right. All right, we built the completion item. So everything still seems to be okay. All right, I'm gonna just watch this one and see what's happening here as I step through to see if it gets changed somewhere. There it is. So looks like I accidentally added a underscore there. All right, so that's what's been causing the problem. So now that we have found out where it is, let's let this go. So we hit the other breakpoint at the end, and we can hit continue. That's gonna go on this side. You would have actually seen the completion thing. Let's remove the breakpoints. We know that there is an issue here. All right. So usually what happens is at this point, I go and check our testing to see if if tests are actually caught, are catching problems like this. So I'm going to run the completion test just to ensure that this kind of mistake is not getting through. So it looks like something's failing, but let's make sure it is the cause of the problem. So you can go into the test. So we show whenever a test fails, we highlight and show some information there. If you click on it, you can actually see what's going on with that particular test. So it looks like we had an assertion error, and so we are expecting label that, and it's looking like the returned label had the underscore. So it is catching something that's broken. All right. So let's go ahead and fix that. I'm fixing that here, and then back into this test. I'm gonna rerun the test. So you can do one of two things. You can run everything, or you can hit the rerun fail test, and it's going to run whichever test that failed. Fixing that seems to address that problem. So I'm going to go to I'm going to just copying this particular file on the other window. I'm just copying that file into the live project. And then I'm going to, back here, I've switched the server. I just need to reload everything to restart the server with the new code. Once it starts, we can check and see what's happening. All right, looks like everything's loaded, and now things are looking much better.
Yay! You fixed the bug.
So yeah, the main thing that I wanted to go over was that we do pretty much similar set of things while trying to address issues and fix bugs. This is the same process that we do to go over stuff. I kind of ran through a lot of different features in our debugger to address this issue. So if you have any questions about this, do let me know.
Thank you so much, Karthik.